Hi, I'm Louisa, and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy my videos about nerve, brains, and central nervous systems. Let's get started. Our today's topic called the amygdala. The amygdala, gatekeeper of human fear. Almost a decade ago, scientists introduced the world the patient as the first glance, the 44 years old mother of three seems to lead a pretty average life, but upon closer observations, she exhibits one rare and somewhat troubling characteristic. She has no fear to provoke fear in SM, or exposed to leave. On no occasion did SM exhibits fear, and she needs endures feeling more than anyone else level of fear. The reasons? SM has a lipoid proteinosis or obesity as rare conditions that damage its important cell structure in the brain called the amygdala. But aside from flowing furiously, those time of life unsettling triggers, Adam's functions relatively normal. Which begs the questions, can you live without the amygdala? What's the amygdala? Located deep in the brain's temporal lobe, seated on mound-shaped massive cells, a nuclei. That's your amygdala. It's a bit misleading to think of this structure as one single unit since they are actually still part of it, each one located in a different brain hemisphere. The general purpose is the instinct. This concept was pretty clearly illustrated in a total antithetical, by today's standards, 1920 experiment involving an 11-month infant known as Little Albert. Scientists John Watson and Rosalind Bruyne wanted to see what would happen if they pair Albert perfectly natural sphere, a loud noise with a stimulus he seems to be pretty neutral about. In this case, a white rat, and Watson and Rayner allowed Albert to reach for the rat, and every time he did, they struck a hammer against the steel bar. After 7 repetitions of this pairing, Albert starting bursting into tears at the very sight of the rat. No harm needed because the fear conditioning. His amygdala had linked the disturbing noise with the natural stimulus, and the latter announced illicit fear within the former. Unfortunately for now poor Albert, again that style of experiment would not go down today. The experiment led him to develop a generalized fear of things that even resemble the widespread, so that caught the white dog would freak him out. Living without fear, back to exams on her survey, her fearlessness seems kind of funny, charming even. Her kids even got a kid out of it. Me and my brother see his snake on the road. Her eldest son once wrote, I was like, holy cows, that a big snake. Well, Mom just ran over there and picked it up, brought it down to the street, put it in the grass, and let it on his way. She was always telling me how she was scared of snakes and stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, she's fearless of them. I thought that she's kind of weird. But while navigating life without anxieties may seem somewhat exciting, and as Sam made it clear, for a person can survive perfectly while without an intact amygdala, the absence of natural fear can be dangerous. Events present data, a complete lack of suspicion, or disturb in every way. Once, we're walking through the small park at 10 p.m., a man accosted SM and held a knife to her throat. According to the researchers, in the distance, she could hear the church choir singing. She looked at the man and confidently replied, if you are going to kill me, you're not. In the distance, she could hear the church choir singing. She looked at the man and confidently replied, if you are going to kill me, you're gonna have to go through my gut danger first. The man suddenly let her go. If they weren't bizarre enough, as M didn't see flee the sins, she simply walked home, as to make Master even more smiling. She walked past the same park, and next day and showed no sign of fear or no avoidance. She just didn't have it in her. That wasn't the only time SM walked right into seriously risky situation and emerged unscathed. And unbothered. Researchers says she was once physically accosted by a woman twice her size She was nearly killed in an act of domestic violence, and on more than one occasion, she has been explicitly threatened with death. Was then almost as dead, and many of these situations, as in life or as in danger, you have her behavior lack of any sense of desperation or urgency. But once SM has been held up to the prime example, a fearless amygdala is less alive. More recent research has indicated that the connection between the two characteristics hasn't gone so cut and dry. According to the study in the Nature Neuroscience, people with damaged amygdala do still report feeling of intense fear, and some even felt more fear than those with normally functioning amygdala. Thus, they look at the participants with the same slippery rare genetic conditions that cause SM's amygdala's damage, a bar with a disease.